At 36, Steph Curry is no longer just the best shooter in NBA history. He's a living nightmare for defenders and legends alike. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and other greats admit that Curry's dominance goes beyond his range. He breaks opponents, mentally shattering their confidence. And he's not just a player, he's a force of destruction, tearing apart every defense that dares to challenge him.
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter God has ever created.
Who else you want to play with?
Steph Curry.
Lethal.
Lethal, man. When he get out his car, you better guard him right from the moment he pulls up to the arena. As soon as he get out of his car, you better guard him.
Oh, start guard him.
Yeah, better guard him. Man, you might want to guard him when he get out of the bed.
The parking deck.
Swear to God.
He's serious.
He's serious.
LeBron James has faced some of the toughest competition in his career. But when it comes to Steph Curry, LeBron's respect goes to a different level. Having battled Curry in 4 NBA finals, LeBron knows better than anyone just how challenging it is to defend someone who doesn't play by traditional rules. Steph's the most unique player I've ever faced. LeBron once said, "You can't predict what he's going to do." LeBron's battles with Curry during the 2015 to 2018 final series were legendary. Those games are not just part of NBA history, they defined an era. LeBron saw firsthand how Curry's presence disrupted the entire flow of a game. But even though LeBron has the size, strength, and skill to defend most players, Curry's mastery of space and timing left him and his teams constantly adjusting. Every time LeBron's defense thought they had Curry figured out, he would find another way to break to Bray. LeBron recognized something critical about Curry that few fully appreciate. His game isn't just physical, it's intellectual. His ability to read defensive steps in real time and react faster than his opponents is a skill that puts him in a class of his own. Imagine being LeBron, having to simultaneously consider Curry's shooting range, his quick handles, and the fact that he can vanish behind screens only to reappear on the other side of the court, ready to sink and dagger three-pointer. One moment stands out in their rivalry, Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. LeBron, in a desperate to stop Curry, would chase him across screens only to be left stranded as Curry released an impossible shot. "That's what people don't get about Steph," LeBron explained. "It's not just his shooting, it's the pressure he puts on your mind. And are guarding him even when he doesn't have the ball." The mind games Curry plays aren't just confined to 1 or 2 possessions. Over the course of a game, and especially in a 7 series, those mental strains compound. LeBron isn't just guarding Curry physically, he's fighting a mental battle, trying to outthink a player who seems to be everywhere at once. Even Stephen A. Smith has commented, when you face Curry, it's like playing chess against a master. And he's thinking 5 moves ahead while you're still deciding on your first one. The mental strain LeBron faced during those finals matchups was something no amount of preparation could entirely solve. Curry always found a way to outsmart even the most elite defenders. LeBron's respect for Curry's basketball IQ runs deep, but perhaps even more telling is how Kobe Bryant foresaw Curry's rise and his ability to strike fear in his opponents without ever losing his cool. Kobe Bryant, a man known for his relentless drive and work ethic, had a special appreciation for Steph Curry's game. But what stood out most to Kobe wasn't just Curry's skill, it was his mental composure. He's so calm. Kobe once remarked, "You don't see him sweat under pressure." And coming from Kobe, a player who there with high stakes moments, this was no small compliment. Kobe understood what most people missed about Curry, his ability to stay collected, even when chaos surrounds him. To Kobe, Curry's calmness was not a sign of weakness, but a weapon. While others got caught up in the emotions of the game, Curry remained steady, as if the outcome had already been decided in his mind. Whether Curry was hitting a clutch shot in the final seconds or dishing out a no-look assist, his expression rarely changed. This unshakable calmness Kobe believed was what made Curry truly dangerous. It's easy to underestimate an opponent who doesn't show emotion until they've already dismantled your defense. He's never rattled, Kobe said. That's what makes him so hard to stop. For Kobe, who had his own experiences with pressure-filled moments, Curry's ability to block out the noise and execute with precision was something rare. Few players could maintain that level of composure in the NBA, especially in the playoffs, and that's why Kobe foresaw Curry's dominance early on, even before the rest of the league fully understood what was happening. In fact, Kobe once commented that Curry reminded him of a silent assassin, someone who doesn't boast or trash talk, but leaves destruction in their wake. And that's exactly what Curry has done throughout his career. His ability to quietly almost effortlessly dismantle teams left even the fiercest competitors in awe. Curry's calm exterior hides an intensity that burns just as fiercely as Kobe's. But while Kobe expressed that fire outwardly, Curry channels it into precision. And it's this calm destruction that Kobe would make Curry one of the most feared players in NBA history. But while Kobe recognized the mental strength behind Curry's calmness, players like Dwyane Wade experienced firsthand the relentless unpredictability of Curry's game and how it drove defenders to the brink of exhaustion. Dwyane Wade, known for his defensive prowess and ability to lock down even the best players, found himself constantly frustrated by Steph Curry. Wade described guarding Curry as a mental marathon, where no matter how well you defended him, you could never fully anticipate what he would do next. He's the most unpredictable player I've ever faced, Wade admitted. Wade's frustration stemmed not just from Curry's shooting, but from the way he constantly moved with the ball. For defenders, there's usually a momentary reprieve when a player passes or steps away from the action. But with Curry, that moment never comes. You're always on your toes, Wade said. And because even if he's not shooting, he's setting something up. And it's not just Wade who struggled with this. Your players like De'Aaron Fox, who came into the league with speed and agility, quickly realized that guarding Curry wasn't just about physicality, it was about endurance. It's like chasing a ghost, Fox once said. You think you have him, but he's already gone. Fox's speed is legendary, but even he found it nearly impossible to keep up with Curry's off-ball movement. Curry doesn't stop. Whether it's racing around screens or finding open space on the court, he's always one step ahead. And for someone like Fox, who prides himself on being able to keep pace with anyone, Curry's relentless movement was a humbling experience. Curry's unpredictability isn't just about the shots he takes, it's about the shots he doesn't take. Wade and Fox both noted how Curry's presence alone can warp a defense. You can't relax for Wade, so said, because if you do, that's when he hits you. Stephen A. Smith said Curry's playing a different game. While other players are trying to score, Curry's thinking about how to break your speed themes. And that's exactly what Wade and Fox experienced. It was about stopping Curry from scoring. It was about trying to keep up with his mind. And that's something few defenders could have. While Wade and Fox struggled to match Curry's pace, Paul George found himself battling another aspect of Curry's game, his ability to create offense from nothing. Paul George is no stranger to guarding elite players. But when it comes to Steph Curry, George openly admits it's a different challenge altogether. Where he makes you second guess everything. George once said, you think you've got him, and then he's draining a shot in your face. At 36 years old, Curry's offensive arsenal is as potent as ever. George, who has prided himself on his defense throughout his career, found himself constantly recalculating his approach to Curry. Most guys slow down at this age, George said, but Steph, he's still got it. And what makes Curry so challenging for defenders like George is that Curry doesn't rely on brute strength or overpowering athleticism. Instead, he uses timing, space, and deception to create opportunities. George would play tight defense, only to see Curry pull up from 30 feet and drain a three-pointer as if it were a layup. It's demoralizing, George said, because you know he's not supposed to hit that shot, but he does it anyway. What truly frustrated George, though, was Curry's ability to create offense seemingly out of nowhere. You can defend him perfectly, George explained, and he still finds a way to score. Whether it's off a screen in transition or in half-court set, Curry's offensive repertoire is endless. And for someone like George, who has built his career on stopping elite scorers, Curry remains one of the toughest challenges ever faced. George's frustrations guarding Curry are shared by many, but what does Klay Thompson, King Curry's teammate, have to say about what makes his game so special? Klay Thompson has been by Steph Curry's side for over a decade. His teammates and brothers in basketball, no one knows Curry better than Klay. When asked about Curry's future, Klay didn't hesitate. Steph can do this as long as he wants. At 36, Curry shows no signs of slowing down, and Klay believes his dominance will continue well into his 40s. Curry's game isn't built on athleticism, it's built on precision, skill, and intelligence. As long as Curry can shoot, and let's be honest, he'll always be able to shoot, he'll remain the most dangerous player in the NBA. With 4 championships and countless records to his name, Curry has already cemented his place in history. But according to Klay, Curry's not done yet. The NBA's greatest fear still has more to accomplish. Steph Curry, the nightmare that no defender wants to face, and the legend who continues to rewrite the story of the NBA.